hypersonic missiles, and a great way to start a show because Sam Fender is my official co-host tonight on BBC Radio 1. Sam, hello.
Hello, how are you doing?
Welcome to the show. You are now going to be a DJ for a bit. You're going to be selecting, doing shout outs if you fancy it, just getting involved. Is that okay?
Yes, I'm well up for it.
Okay, you're in a studio, I can see.
Yes, I am. I'm in my studio, my home studio, except it's not my house. It's at home though.
Yeah.
Aye.
And how are you? You okay?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm just we're just sort of like getting prepared to go to another studio to do a load of stuff on the whatever this album that we eventually will bring out at some point.
Yeah,
it's got a lot to do.
Okay.
So,
well,
very excited. How are you?
I'm really good, thanks. Yeah, I feel a bit emo today, actually. I listened to Power Down playlist on my way to work and listened to like winter song, about 4 or 5 songs in a row that just like set me a bit.
Oh, mate,
set me a bit off. Who's that bringing tea?
This is Dean.
Hi, Dean. How's it going? Thanks.
Dean, thank you.
Where's my tea?
I can't hear what's going on, but I'll
Sam, ask him where my tea is.
Where's Annie's tea?
Oh, if only we could beam like Willy Wonka like tea through the airways. You know,
that'd be good. That'd be good.
Anyway, I'll let you crack on.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, Dean. Look at that. And it's got
a cup with his name on.
It's incredible. Right. So you've got tea. We've got loads of things to talk about, but let's start with some music and like get everyone settled in.
Yes.
81199, by the way, if you want to put any questions to Sam Fender tonight, messages charged at your network standard rate, or hit us up on Twitter at BBCR1. And Sam's going to hang around for a bit, and like anything you've ever wanted to ask him, anything you want us to talk about, just let us know and we'll do what we can. But most importantly, you've brought some musical selections, Sam, and we asked you something that's influenced your music, to bring a song that's influenced your music. Tell me what you've chosen, what you've brought, please.
I've just went for, I've been listening just to loads of Bowie at the moment again, and I just kind of took us back, and some of the new stuff that I've been doing for the stuff I've been writing kind of reminds us of like Arcade Fire, I guess. I love Arcade Fire, and they were one of Bowie's favourite bands at the time as well, when they sort of first came around. Mm-hmm. So one of these tunes just kind of reminded us, and I thought, it's kind of has a bit of a Heroes thing about it, so I thought that's what's actually influencing us at the moment. It's probably a bit of David Bowie, so I'm going to play Heroes. It's classic.
How lovely to hear this song now on a rainy Thursday evening on National BBC Radio 1. Enjoy, folks. David Bowie and Heroes, as selected by my co-host this evening, Sam Fender, who has just put his coat on and is now sipping his tea. Is it cold up there?
It's freezing. It always is.
At
this time of year, it's like bonkers up, like proper.
Sam, the questions are coming in thick and fast.
All right.
There's so many. So get ready for the onslaught. There's some just lovely things.
All right.
Someone's saying Sam's first album came out around the time I was going through a particularly difficult breakup. I was moving out and moving in with people I didn't know. His album was like a torch in the darkness. Thank you, Sam.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A couple of questions about the new album that you're talking about. Ailsa in Glasgow. Can you sum your new album that's in the works up in one word?
No, because there's no way I've finished. Unfinished. That's it. It's a while off yet, really. I mean, I've wrote so many songs for it, so like it's just good. I'm kind of just it's not really like I don't actually really know what the album is yet. To be honest, I kind of wrote an album and then wrote another album and then wrote another stuff. Like,
how does it work when you're making an album? Do you write a load of songs and then try and get a bit of distance from them and then listen to them and try and figure out themes and kind of patterns within them?
I think I fell into the trap of like everything that I wrote at the beginning, after the hypersonic missiles period, like because everything was going so well, I think I convinced myself that everything I wrote was bloody gold. And it just wasn't. Like, I was kind of like...
And who decides that? Who will tell you it's not gold, or will you tell yourself?
Well, I'll tell myself. I've like half of it. Some of the I've got some tunes from the just after Hypersonic Missiles, which are like quite similar to the first album, which I love, which will probably go on it.
Right.
But there was like a load of other stuff, which I was kind of like, I was like, nah, you can do better than that. And then so I've gone away and sort of gone back at it. But now there's like, it's ridiculous. There's so many songs. That's why I've got to get over to the studio, to the other studio, because this one's great. This is where I did the first album, but the second place, we need to go to a place where it's big enough where I can record live, because I want to get that David Bowie Heroes thing, where you get that like big room sound with, this is going to bore a load of people on air because they're not going to, like, unless they're musos, but like I want to set up like 4 microphones and do like a David Bowie sort of vocal. Yeah.
And how do you whittle down songs and kind of carve out a body of work amongst loads of songs?
We tend to just kind of, I see at the beginning of all this, I was kind of like thinking I'm going to write like a concept album, and I had this whole grand idea of writing sort of like this Springsteen-esque sort of concept thing about my hometown.
Yeah.
And then I was just kind of going, yeah, but then I was writing songs that I loved, but I was going, oh, that doesn't really fit with my plan. And then I was like, hang on, why am I denying people or myself these tunes that like I love? I should just write an album full of like, it just, and people don't really have the like attention span these days anyway. People just, so I was just like, I'm just gonna write whatever's good. I'm gonna compile the best 10 that I've got or whatever, So that's a plan. That's kind of how I do it. But maybe fourth album I can start going all weird and wacky.
And a good double album, double concept album. Romilly wants to know. She's not doesn't want to know. She's just saying that she's hoping for a song about Greg's.
For a song about Greg's
on the new album.
On the new album. Yeah, we'll see what happens. You never know. I mean, most of it's about my hometown. Like, I could slip a pasty line in there.
I'm sure there's going to be plenty of Greg's in your hometown, right? Yeah, like it's everywhere.
Aye.
Right. Okay. So
I write about pigeons, and they're always outside of Greg's.
That's good. Pigeons.
I've got a lyric about pigeons.
Pigeon song.
Like, there's a lyric about a pigeon or something. It's quite funny.
Okay, there you go, Romilly. That's good.
There you go. So that's close enough.
Yeah.
Pigeons are outside of Greg's all the time.
Yeah. Right. Let's have some Biba Doobie. This is Worth It on Radio 1. This is a lovely way to end the day. Sam Fender is co-hosting the show tonight. Sam, lots of people wanting shout-outs. I've got a message here from someone who wants to shout out his little boy. So he said, I'm up here in the Northeast listening with my little boy. He's 5 and he's a colossal fan of yours. He can pick out a Sam Fender riff within seconds and pretends to be you with his dad's guitar. It would make his year, possibly his life, if you'd give him a shout-out. His name is Benji from Bernard Castle.
Benji from Bernard Castle, you're a legend, mate.
There you go, Benji. Keep playing those riffs. What a legend. Keep playing the riffs.
Legend, yeah. Keep pick up that guitar, mate, and I'll see you on stage in 10 years.
What age were you when you picked up a guitar, Sam Fender?
I got one when I was 8. It was a divorce Christmas. So my parents split up, and Christmas was particularly good that year.
Yeah.
We were both battling with presents. And I got a guitar when I was 8, and then I kind of just sat in the corner for about a year. And then when I was 9, 10, I sort of picked it up. But once I really went for it when I was about 10, and then from the age of 10, I just never put it down. I used to fall asleep with my school uniform on with the guitar. Like, I'd just play it until I fell asleep.
Can you remember what made you want to pick it up? What made you finally be ready to start?
I just thought there was no other way I was going to get a girlfriend unless I did something a little bit, well, you know what I mean? I was rubbish at sports, rubbish at everything else, and I was just like, how do I do it? Nah. I was just, I think it was my dad and my brother. My dad and my brother.
Yeah.
Were both musicians, and like I looked up to them, and I looked up to my brother. My brother's like 9-10 years older than us, and I just kind of wanted to be like him. And I think that was it. You know, he looked like Kurt Cobain back then. He used to bleach his hair blonde and that, and he had long hair. And he looked like Kurt, and I just was like, he's the coolest person on earth. And I was like, I just want to be like my brother. So that was it.
Yeah, fair enough. I get it. We're gonna play Winter Song now, which we debuted on the show last week as a hottest record, and it's our tune of the week this week. How's it been since you put this out, Sam?
The reaction's just been incredible, like absolutely amazing. I've had outpours from loads of different people, and the fans have gone wild for it, and what we've done with it, and with the homeless stuff as well, has just been incredible. Like I had Sting on the phone the other day.
That same day.
Yeah, Sting like rang us and was like saying he was like I've been crying listening to this, and he was like, he was like, "You're doing great, Bonnie lad." And I was just like, it was one of the proudest moments ever. And two Geordie legends in one day, so Sting and then Brian Johnson from AC/DC.
What?
We got an email off him saying that he said that Sam says something like, Sam sings with a rare passion. It was probably like this: Sam sings with a rare passion that you don't normally get from a young lad from Shields, you know. And I was like, got that, and I was like, that is absolutely, like, that was just like one of the best, because he's one of my heroes, you know.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
As a Geordie and in a band,
Yeah.
Brian Johnson is like,
Yeah.
he's the one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just absolutely insane. Like, it's amazing.
What a day. And I wonder what it is about this song that has, like, you know, you've got a bloody album out. Why do you think it's this song that's kind of sparking so many people to want to shout you? And
I think, well, I mean, I think it's just a testament to how good the song actually is. And it's, you know, it's not my song. I didn't write it. It was, it's an Alan Hull song. I've never really released a proper cover in this sort of like as a single. Do you know what I mean? And Alan Hull is just, he's just an absolutely fantastic writer. So, and also another Geordie legend. And it was written in the 70s. So for me, like, I think it's just a testament how good the song is. I think, you know, a good song still connects, and it goes to show that, you know, a good song, even if it's 50 years old, will still always connect. And people, you know, good music is ever present and everlasting. And this tune is.
let's play it right now. Sam Fender and Winter Song.
When winter's shadowy fingers.
Sam Fender and Winter Song on Radio 1. Sam is here. He joins us this evening. It's great to be able to play this, Sam, and have you here to tell us all about it. And we talked about Sting, Brian Johnson from AC/DC getting in touch. But what about anyone from the actual camp of Alan Hull, who wrote the song?
Well, Alan Hull isn't alive, but he's from the band Lindisfarne, and that was this track was a Lindisfarne track. And I spoke to Ray Laidlaw, who's the drummer and a legend who's known us since I was a kid, and he's the drummer of that band. And I spoke to him, and I was like terrified, because I thought, like, oh, he's not gonna like, you know, like, I hope he likes it, or, you know, I hope I've done it justice. And he came up to us when we did this TV thing the other day for ITV, for the homeless people, for North East homeless just down the road, and he said. He was like, I'm glad you did it your way. He was like, I'm glad you made it your own. He was like, because, you know, he was like, millions of people have, you know, done this over the years and covered it. And he was like, and I was kind of worried that I was either going to love it or hate it. I was like, oh God. I was like, so do you like it? And he was like, I love it. And I was just like, that was the relief. Once I heard it from the horse's mouth, I was like totally sound. I was happy about it. But he's just been amazing. They've been reposting it on stuff, and it's just, it's mad. I wish Alan could have heard it. You know, it would have been nice to know if he thought it was all right and all that. But yeah, it's mad, man. My dad's got loads of stories about that time and that era, and he reckons that he's got a good story about Alan Hull, which I'm going to share with you. But I might be stitching me dad up here, because he might just be lying. So I didn't. But he reckons that he once tried to outdrink each other. My dad's also called Alan, so it was Alan v Alan in the Maggie Bank back in the God knows when, probably in the 70s. And apparently they both fell off their stools and had to be carried out the place. So whether that is true or not, I don't know if anyone from Lindisfarne can confirm this. Yeah. But apparently my dad challenged Alan. Well, I don't think he went over and was I'm trying
to think who was the victor in this.
I like to imagine it was like a Western. So like I like to imagine my dad with his curly perm back in the 70s in Tash kicks the door down in Maggie Bank, and everyone's like, ah, and then he walks in and goes, Alan Hull of Lindisfarne, I am Alan Fender of Shields, and I challenge you to a pint off. And then that's how I like to imagine it happened.
I would love to watch that, to be honest. I'd love to see any sort of Western where everyone is Geordie. That would
where it's full of Geordies. So it's just my dad as the protagonist. I mean, my dad sounds like Brian Johnson, to be fair, so it would probably make for a good film.
Hey, we've asked you to pick a current obsession and play it for us this evening. So you've chosen Adrienne Lenker, right?
Yes, I have. She is the the main writer and lead singer of one of my favourite bands, Big Thief, who I've played on the show before when I've come to see you, I think.
Yeah.
And she went off and did this solo record. I believe it's a breakup record. I believe that she's just had a breakup, which because she name drops her partner and ex-partner. And this track off this new album, like, I mean, the whole thing's stunning. It was all done in like a little hut in the middle of nowhere, somewhere probably in upstate New York, I'm imagining, but I don't know, probably somewhere in the States in the middle of nowhere. And it's just really raw and real and organic, which I feel like a lot of the time the airwaves of the world are missing.
Are lacking.
Are lacking a lot of organic, like real, just someone with a guitar or someone with a piano or whatever. And all albums like that, it's just so stunning, really dry and really sort of real, all done to tape as well. And this track off that album is my favourite. It's absolutely heartbreaking, and I was first time I was coming back from London listening to it on the train like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, it hit us in the gut. I was like, that is just stunning. That if you can actually look up the lyrics as well, read the lyrics as you go along with it, it's stunning. It's called Anything by Adrian Lenker.
Let's listen. Absolutely beautiful, as suggested by Sam Fender, our co-host this evening. Adrian Lenker from the band Big Thief. That is Anything. I see what you mean, Sam.
Stunning, isn't it?
So raw, yeah.
And it's that line at the end is like, where she name drops her ex, I think, and it's just, I was scared to go, but I wanted to. I was scared to go, but I wanted to, and I was like, oh, when I heard that, I was just like, oh, how. Sorry if I adding to you were saying that you were feeling quite emo.
Yeah, feeling emo today.
I'm just I'm giving you the emo bangers.
It's all coming. Listen, I take it. I love it.
It's a band I'm dying to see. I really want to see them live, Big Thief. I've never had a chance. I've always been like either too busy or the world's. You want
to be at a festival, like when you're at Coachella or something like that. One of them, American or South by.
I'd love to see. There's the two sort of American bands at the time that I was loving. It was Pine Grove and Big Thief when I first got into them, and I saw Pine Grove, but I really want to see Big Thief.
Yeah.
And because they're just like it's keep really raw stuff, like, and I just love it.
You like the raw stuff. I hear you. It's funny, isn't it, how music can do that? It can just literally like give you these emotional jolts that you weren't even aware that you were feeling something, and then you can listen to a song and be like, okay, I was feeling that and I didn't even know. It's mad.
Well, I have that. Like, I have sort of I get numbness with tunes, I think, because obviously, like, I think you'll probably get this as well. Like, you listen to so much music all the time with your work. That's sometimes it takes a while you'll go a long stint without actually feeling anything, or I don't know if it's like me becoming cynical as I've got older, or if it's like,
not at all. I get it. I do get it.
Like, I'm just like, nothing's getting us here. Like, nothing's making us feel the way I used to.
But then Adrian Lenker hits you on a train.
But then that comes, it hits you on the train, like, because I was like thinking, God, like, I was like, did I just like music better when I was like 15? I was like, but no, I just thought everything was class. But then no, something like, you hear a track like that and it's just like, right, that's it. That's stunning.
That happened to me literally today, because I was listening to Hosier perform this very traditionally and loved Irish song called My Lagan Love. Have you ever heard of that song? Wow. Oh my God, Sam, you've got to check that song out. But anyway, so he did a version of that on this Irish TV show called Other Voices, and I was listening to it. I didn't really think anything of it. Literally had to turn it off halfway through because it was like,
you're wounded. So good.
It was incredible. All right, we've got loads and loads of messages from people. Obviously, it's quite overwhelming. Everyone wants to say hello. Anya in Glasgow absolutely loves you. She just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you.
Someone, Lauren Moody, talking about exactly what we were talking about, but with regards to Winter Song, saying I had to stop myself from muting Radio 1 playing Sam Fender's Winter Song. It's borderline unbearable in the most beautiful way. That's exactly what we're saying, isn't it? Sometimes it's just like,
so sweet.
Yeah. Holly, I must have listened to Winter Song about 1 billion times since last week. I can't tell you how much it's lifted me and found a way to connect me to my dad, who was fortunate enough to see Lindisfarne back in the day. Said it was a most joyous do.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Someone asking, what will you? Is there any good things that you will look back on this year? Like, when you look back, what's the positive things you'll see for this year, if any?
No, that's me being daft. I've actually had some good stuff happen in my family. One of my family members been reunited with their kids, so that's like one of the big ones for me. Like,
Wow.
there's a lot of good personal stuff's kind of happened.
Yeah.
A lot of self exploration and
Looking in the mirror.
mindfulness.
Yeah.
A lot of that. Well, not too much of that actually. I kind of bear it.
Metaphorically, yeah.
Aye.
Yeah.
And but no, there's just been a lot of good stuff. I've kind of had recently, this back end of the year has been really kind of triumphant with writing, and then there's been some amazing things. Like I've been doing some bits with Elton John and stuff. He's been he's been such an incredible friend and all of that, and helped us with a lot of stuff. And but writing with him, me and him like had a little jam and wrote a tune and that. So I've been doing little bits of bobs here with other people as well, which has been great. But I think, probably Winter Song's been the highlight of it though, and the stuff that we've been doing with the Any Homeless people and their charity, and the stuff that we've did with People of the Street and with the Big Issue. Like, it seems to be all the proceeds of that Winter Song track's going to the Big Issue. I nearly said Big Thief there. The proceeds aren't going to Big Thief. They're going to Big Issue, and so that's been kind of, for me, like, it's the job that I have. You spend so much time, posting daft things online and being photos of yourself, and it can be quite a vacuous existence, and can you do worry that you might lose your head and become a diva or whatever. So it's nice
become an influencer.
Exactly. Influence. Do you follow that page, Influencers in the Wild?
No.
It's
do
brilliant.
I need to?
It's so good. Yeah, it's basically like people filming influencers being terrible people.
Okay.
And yes, it's great. But yeah, no, it's, as I say, it's nice to just move in a more down a more selfless route with this, with our team, because our team work so hard on all of our stuff. But it's been nice for all of it to kind of have a change of pace and do something that actually feels like we're making a change. So
Hey,
check it out. Come on my Instagram and check out what we're doing.
Go and have a look. I did have a look at those photos after we spoke last week. I went and had a look at all the photos you were telling me about. There's some really beautiful ones there.
It's stunning, aren't they?
Yeah. So this time last year, Sam Fender, we awarded Hypersonic Missiles, your song, the hottest record of the year.
I know, it's mad. I think it's been a year.
I know. And I was going to ask you, because literally in 20 minutes, the voting closes for the hottest record of the year 2020. And I wanted to ask you what your kind of memories are of that time. I remember you were going to a film premiere, which was a very unique thing for you to be doing. And you were wearing a Star Wars outfit. Do you remember that?
That's because I was going to a Star Wars film.
And you were wearing like a wicked double denim Star Wars affair.
Double denim Levi Star Wars suit, which is in pride of place in my wardrobe, and it's covered in X-wings and TIE fighter. I'm the biggest Star Wars nerd on the planet. So that it was probably one of the best days of my life, to be honest, because not only did I not know about winning that, you completely kept that under wraps. My management kept that under wraps. You've waltzed us in, you've ambushed us in the studio, and you came out with that the trophy thing. And I was like, no way. I'd never ever seen that. Like, I could not see that at all. Like, I never expected us to. I mean, I was saying I was freaking out when you gave her a hottest record of the week for Winter Song. I was like, no, she's not. I was like, it's still very, very new and exciting for me. Like, it doesn't ever get old, that, and it just freaked us out, like, completely. It was amazing. And then left there being like, get in, we've got hottest record of the year, and then went to go and watch the new Star Wars, and then I met half the Star Wars cast.
Oh my God.
Got really drunk and like basically talked like rubbish to like Poe Dameron, the guy who plays Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaacs. You know that guy?
No.
And he's a legend. Like, all of them. I went up to J.J. Abrams. You know, the director.
Yes.
I was mortal, right? And I went up to him and I literally like grabbed his hand, shook his hand. I was like, JJ, I just want to say thank you for saving saving the best franchise of all time. I was like, and thank you for making Star Wars work. I was like, it needed to work and you made it work. And I was like, and I love you, mate. I was like, I think you're a legend. And he was kind of like, okay, thanks, man. And I was just like, honestly, like just this random Geordie kid coming up in a full Star Wars denim. Like, grabbing him, like literally accosting him at the bar. I think he was like chatting to loads of really important people as well, and I just like kicked the door through. JJ, get here now. I need to tell you about how much you've saved me favourite franchise.
Oh my God, what a day. So you're never going to forget that day. What a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. It was really funny. And then I woke up with proper anxiety the next day. Like, it's just like, no, what have I done? Yeah.
Okay.
But great day.
Yeah. Well, we're going to play.
So that's what I remember of that day. Yeah.
I love it. That's anecdotes for life. We're going to play Claro now and Sophia, and we'll be back with you in a little bit, Sam, if that's all right. Don't go anywhere.
Thank you.
Sam Fender's here, back on the line. Sam, how are you? You okay?
I'm cracking.
Good.
I'm great.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. I wanted to ask you about Louis Tomlinson. I've actually been instructed to ask you about that because...
What, by people on Twitter?
Well, because when we posted the clip of you talking about Winter Song last week, apparently Louis Tomlinson liked it. And then the whole of the Louis Tomlinson fan
parade,
base.
the Louis Tomlinson parade came in hard.
Got involved.
That we get swamped by what do you call Louis Tomlinson fans? Have they got a name?
I work for Radio 1, thus I should know, and I have failed.
Tomlinators. The Tomlinators came in hard.
Yeah, that's great. Love
Started
that.
annihilating. Like whenever anything's mentioned about Louis or me, basically Louis a lovely lad, and he's a fan, and he came to my gig when I was like, this is going a while back now, maybe 2 years. I don't know when we did Shepherd's Bush, so like it was before the album. It was before we'd even released Will We Talk.
Way before. Yeah, God.
It was before we even released Will We Talk. So this is like 2 years ago, and Louis was a fan, and he came to the gig, and then we hung out after and had a few drinks and had a good crack on, which was, he's a lovely lad. It was great crack, and ever since then we've kind of, we just keep in touch and stuff. But then there's like, it like opened up. Like I had a glimpse into that like 1D world, which is insane. And I kept saying to him, I was like, I don't know how you do it. Like, I don't know how you deal with all that, which I suppose you just have to. It's, you're thrust into that when you're a kid. And that crackers, they're literally like any mention of them. Like now after this, there will be loads of them, like from everywhere, all corners of the earth, coming to Brazil in capital letters everywhere. It'll be like full on.
So asking Louis to come to Brazil?
Probably asking me to come to Brazil to tell them about Louis.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah,
so you are the conduit. You are the messenger.
I'll just do a conference about Louis Tomlinson in Brazil, like and just have "Come to Brazil" written all over me page after this. It'll be like, Louis, you and Louis need to do something together and beep. You know what I mean? Like that's how you normally get caps locks, or then like loads of random letters just like smashed onto the keyboard. Like, I want to see what these people look like. Like, I want to see what they're like when they're typing messages.
For it now, Sam Bender, because they're going to send loads of photos.
No, because I think they're just like, I can imagine them. Like, what? I think they just like smash the keyboard. Like, I don't think they actually sit and type. Like, they're so excitable, these kids, that like these the Tomlinators, right? And they just literally like smash. I think they just smack keyboards. And like that crackers. But I mean, they seem like a lovely bunch.
Yeah.
The Tomlinators.
That's not really their name, is it?
No, I just made that up.
God, I wonder what it is. I'm sure
I
we'll
wish
be
it
told
were the
within
Tomlinators,
seconds.
though.
The Tomlinators.
Hashtag Tomlinators.
Are any of them coming in yet? I'm trying to look to see if any of them coming in. Oh, look.
The Tomlinators coming fast.
Someone said in caps, "Come to Argentina alone or with Louis. I don't care."
There you go. That's one of them. There's a Tomlinator.
There's a Tomlinator there, right there. Yeah. It's, from the all caps.
Aye.
Always shouting.
Always shouting, all caps every time. Yeah. I imagine they speak like that in real life as well. Yeah. Like they just scream all the time.
Just bark at people.
But he's a lovely lad. Yeah. And he's always. I haven't actually spoken to him in a while. I might drop him a text after this.
Go on, there you go. That would be lovely. Hey, so what's Christmas looking like for you? What's the plans? Have you got any nice plans? Are you gonna be home?
Not, yeah, I'll be home. Like normally we we'll go to my grand's. Like the tradition is to go to my grand's house and then everyone pile in there. But last year I didn't do that. We had like a Christmas of waifs. I mean, I did go around to my grand's and say hello, but then I had Christmas back at my flat, which was great. I had like a Christmas of waifs and strays. That's what we call it. Yeah. And everyone just sort of piles in and gets drunk and eats loads of food and just classic Christmas stuff. It's great. Yeah, it's great. So I think we're going to do that this year. I think Johnny Bluehat, my saxophone player, did Christmas with us last year. Yeah. So I think he might come and do Christmas again because me and him are kind of like, we're kindred spirits. He's the introvert version and I'm the extrovert version. We're basically the same bloke. We're like, just love Star Wars and jazz. He likes jazz more than me. Like, but I.
Okay, so that's Christmas. And then next year, I mean, someone's asking when you want the new album to come out. I presume you're not in a position to say that.
I'm not in no position to tell you when it's. I have no idea. Just when it's right. Mm-hmm. But
are you impatient though?
I am always. I probably shouldn't even be talking about it, but here I am, bleating on.
If I was a musician, I would not be able to bear it. I'd be like, I just want everything out now.
Yeah, totally. But then, it's when anybody in the management team or anyone, like, it's normally my manager Owen goes like, Sam, don't, like, I know he's actually thinking about this right now, like as I'm saying it, because I know he's listening. He'll be going, Sam, don't talk about the album.
Sorry, Owen.
Here I am talking about the album.
That's my
fault. Which it doesn't even exist yet, but no. I've got loads of great tunes coming at some point.
You're going to Ireland, which is always a lovely thing.
We are.
And someone asking about that, actually saying like, why Ireland? But I presume it's the studio. There's a special studio there somewhere, right?
Yeah, there's a place called Grouse Lodge. Yeah, and it's stunning. Everyone's been there, like all the legends, and I just needed a big space to do. I want to do things live. I want to record it live. I want to hear that. Like, I want to have that band sound. That I don't want it to have as much sort of processing on as the first one. So that's what we're gonna do.
That's Janine Quigley asking that question. So there you go, Janine. Right, another track, a classic track. You have chosen what, please?
So this is like basically like my favorite like cheese balls 70s song. It's not normally I, if I was going to pick a classic track, it would be like Springsteen or Joni Mitchell or something. But I just wanted to pick a song that, like, I don't know loads of this group, but this one tune like always comes back to us, and it's like reminds us of 70s like pub bands. There was loads at the time, and Springsteen said that this band inspired him back in the day. Like, I think it kind of inspired his sort of setup with his band with the saxophones and like all of that sort of stuff. And my dad was like played in the social clubs back in the 70s and had, he was in the cheesy pub band. I imagine it was a bit Phoenix Nights, like, and this band are just like, this tune it's such a classic. And it's originally by the Tramps. It's like an old sort of disco Motowny sort of soul tune, and it's just an absolute banger. But this version's like, I just love this version, and I found a little vinyl of it the other day in my house, which I got off of May ages ago. Yeah. So it's just a banger, and it always puts a smile on my face. Like, and if I'm having pints and like if I'm playing pool, I like to imagine that I've got a really good tash, because I haven't got a really good tash. I like imagine I've got a really good tash and like aviators on and like a perm, and I'm in the 70s, and maybe I'm like a cop or something. And maybe I'm like an American cop but with a Geordie accent, and I'm in a social club playing pool listening to this track.
What is the track, Sam Fender?
It's Graham Parker and the Rumour, Hold Back the Night.
Sam, we're going to let you go now. You're going to let you go and enjoy your Thursday night.
Oh. But I've enjoyed myself.
Good, I'm so glad to hear that. And before you go, I mean, there's so many messages, so many people just getting in touch. A lot of people just saying how much they're looking forward to seeing you play live, and cancel gigs because of coronavirus, and cancel festivals because of coronavirus, and just looking forward to getting you back, to you getting back on stage. Emily in Hereford, please say hi to Sam from me. My boyfriend and I love him so much. Had tickets to see him a third time this year, but obviously that had to be cancelled. His song The Borders has literally got me through this year. It is the best song to blast as loud as possible and sing and dance to. Now, we asked you to pick a song that you're most proud of, And you picked
Yes.
the Borders.
I did pick the Borders. It's my favourite track off the first album. It's probably it's kind of the closest to where I'm going as well with the sort of next lot of stuff. I feel like it's sort of sonically right and kind of, it's a good way to depart from the first record and start the next one.
Yeah.
I'm actually performing it in the Sage Gateshead on the 18th of December. I'm doing like I'm recording of it with a full orchestra with the Royal Northern Symphonia. So I'm going to do like a really cool sort of stripped back. Well, not stripped back. It's a full orchestra.
Yeah.
A full orchestral version. So I'm really excited to release that, just to give it another lease of life, because it is, as I say, one of my favourite songs that I've done myself. And so yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
thank you very much for having us, Annie, man. I've had a lush time.
So lovely to spend time with you, as always, Sam. Give my love to the lads.
Will do.
Joe and Dean. And happy Christmas! We
Happy
can say
Christmas,
it.
mate.
That's the
Yes,
first
we
time
can.
I've said it.
I know. I think it's the first time I've said it as well. Happy Christmas,
It
mate.
feels good. It feels good. Enjoy that recording process as well. I know you've been dying to get over there and just carry on with it.
Been weeks, man. Been trying to get this sorted.
Yeah, and hope it's as amazing as you want and need it to be. And I can't wait to hear the results of it.
Thank you.
Take care, Sam Fender.
Take
Thank you
care,
so
mate.
much.
Bye.
Bye.